perfectly reasonable.
So what do you need to be?
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'll probably bow out the day before I do that. That'd mean too much to her.
No. Isn't she 24 though?
24, 25, yeah, something.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding about that. But
Good evening, everyone. We're going to start the meeting. It is the regular council meeting for November 8th. The time is now 7:30. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Councilman Bliss?
I'm here.
Councilman Corbett?
yes, here.
Councilman Fleming?
Here.
Councilman Gettings? Councilman Rohrbach?
I'm here.
Mayor Pro Tem Soltis?
I'm here.
Mayor Greyston?
I'm here, thank you. Can I please have a motion to excuse Councilman Gettings? He did give notice.
Your Honor, so moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, a second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carried. Councilman Gettings has been excused. I'm going to do the invocation, and I'm going to follow that with the pledge. I ask you to all to stand if you're able, please. My invocation this evening has been influenced by Mother Teresa. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. All right, thank you. We have one item on the agenda this evening, and that is to approve the minutes of the last city council meeting. Can I have a motion from council, please?
Your Honor,
Council Rohrbach?
I move we approve the regular city council meeting minutes from October 25th, 21.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. All right, motion carries. Thank you. And with that, I now adjourn the 33rd Council. All right, now what do we do? Just the oath? All right. Okay, we are now going to do the oath of office for the 34th Council. If we had a situation where there are new members coming up, they would be coming up. But in this situation, we do not have new members. We have returning members. So I'm going to ask Judge Hunt if he can administer the oath, please. Should we just do this alphabetically? Or
If
how?
you do me last, my kids aren't here yet.
Gotcha. Mr. Soltis?
David, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you, David Soltis, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and the Charter of the City of Madison Heights, that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the City of Madison Heights, free from partisan control, and that you will faithfully fulfill the duties of the office of councilman during the term of your office, according to the best of your ability. So help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you, Rosalind Grafstein, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and the Charter of the City of Madison Heights, that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the City of Madison Heights, free from partisan control, and that you will faithfully fulfill the duties of the office of mayor during the term of your office, according to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Mark Bliss, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and the Charter of the City of Madison Heights, that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the City of Madison Heights, free of partisan control, and that you will faithfully fulfill the duties of the office of councilman during the term of your office, according to the best of your ability, so help you God. I do. Congratulations.
You sign the book. Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone. And just for those of you wondering, Mr. Gettings will get sworn in at a later date. All right, so I officially call the 34th Council to order, and we will start with a roll call from the clerk, please.
Councilman Bliss?
I'm still here.
Councilman Corbett?
Councilman Corbett?
Yes, here too.
Councilman Fleming?
Here?
Councilman Gettings? Councilor Rohrbach?
Here.
Councilman Soltis?
I'm here too.
Mayor Grafstein?
I am here, thank you. Can I please have a motion to excuse Mr. Gettings? He did give notice.
Your Honor, so moved.
Thank you. Support?
Your Honor.
you.
Support.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those against say no. Motion carries. He has been excused. First order of business will be the election of our mayor pro tem. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Councilman Bliss?
I move that we appoint Councilman Bob Corbett as our mayor pro tem.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll support the motion.
Thank you, Councilman Fleming. All right, a motion has been made and seconded to appoint Bob Gettings as, or Bob Corbett as our
be a
mayor pro
surprise to
tem.
him.
Bob Corbett as our mayor pro tem. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor?
Oh.
Oh,
No, go.
I just wanted to say that Councilman Corbett, hopefully soon to be Mayor Pro Tem Corbett, he's the veteran member of our body. He's the dean, the parliamentarian. He's got a book of Robert's Rules of Orders. Like he's been a sounding board and a guide and mentor for all of us up here, and I'm really happy that he's going to have this opportunity. I think you're going to marry a grandchild if given this opportunity, right?
Whether she knows it or not, yeah.
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Your Honor, I was just going to say that I don't often get surprised. This was a little bit of one, but I am genuinely appreciative and effective, and I will do a good job for the community and the council. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right. Mr. Corbett, I have appreciated your input over the years, your advice that I don't always take, but sometimes I do. And I am happy to be voting in favor of this. I think you're an excellent choice. So there's no more discussion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those against say no. All right, motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Next up, we have approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions from council? right. Seeing none, meeting open to the public. This is the opportunity for the public to speak. Ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. Please give your name, address, anything that identifies you with the city. And with that, I will open public comment. I'm just going to close it.
Vita Palazzolo, 250 East 13 Mile, apartment or condo number 1. First of all, congratulations to all you incumbents and Sean. Enjoy up there. You're in between two powerful people, so you're gleaning a lot. So, and the rest of you, thank you. Thank you for what you do and what you've been doing. I have a thought. As I've been traveling up and down John R. for the past couple of weeks, I've noticed we've got, and I think I counted 3 of them, vape shops or hookah shops. One is right next to a daycare center. I'm a former preschool teacher of about 12 years, and I'm appalled that somebody had, and I'll just say it, the gall, the nerve to approve a vape shop right next to a daycare center. Now, granted, you know, some may say it's not a bar, it's not a liquor store, they're not selling pot, but I had a very dear friend that was a former smoker and decided to vape because she was coughing and thought it would be safer. And we lost her in January. She was 56 years old. Get the vaping out of the city. It's ridiculous. There's studies that have been shown that it's just devastating to younger teenagers and children. And if they can get their hands on booze as easily as I did in the 70s, who's to say they can't get their hands on this today? Which is probably a lot easier, to be quite honest with you. So I beg you, I implore you to just at least have a meeting or a discussion and get these shops out of here. We don't need them. We're better than that. We're Madison Heights, you know, city of progress. I don't want to see another teenager get buried because of a stupid decision. So I don't want to see anybody's friend be buried because they thought vaping was the answer. So that's what I have to say, and I appreciate all of you, so thanks for listening.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak tonight? Anyone else from public comment?
Good evening, Jennifer Zmarzlik, 649 East Harwood. First, I second what Vita is saying about the vape shops. The reason being, next to a daycare is strange, and I don't remember seeing it on an agenda at any point, so I'm wondering if the process has not gone through City Council. So I would like to have some clarification on how that process was decided upon. And there is one in the DDA. I am on the DDA, and it's next to Mia's restaurant. And I did not realize that that was in there either. So I was wondering if we can get some clarifications on what the DDA decides as a business that goes into in the downtown area as well. And then on a better note, Ordinance 2174, zoning text amendment 2110, restaurants with drive-through takeout. We're on the first reading. On that one, I support having drive-throughs and all of that. What I would like to have is some clarification for the businesses, sort of like a legislative summary that they do with the bills at the state, House and Senate, where it just makes it real simple for the businesses to understand that if they do move into the city, that they could, that they can understand it in a layman's perspective. If we could have something like that posted on Facebook or anywhere in our a website for the city and or the DDA, that would be fantastic. So thank you, and I support it.
All right, thank you. Is there any other comments? Anyone, public comment this evening? No. All right, seeing none, I'm going to close this portion of the meeting. All right, and we're going to jump all the way down to ordinances. Ordinance number 2174, the zoning text amendment for the restaurants with drive-through. It's the first reading. Mrs. Marsh, you have a report?
Yes, ordinance 2174 zoning text amendment allows drive-through and takeout restaurants as a principal use within the business, industrial, and high-rise zoning districts. The proposed amendment removes the requirement that restaurants be primarily devoted to serving food on the premises, thereby allowing restaurants that largely depend upon drive-through and takeout service. Therefore, staff proposes an amendment to require special use approval for drive-through restaurants within the boundaries of the Downtown Development District. The proposed amendments apply to restaurants within the B1, B2, B3, M1, M2, and HR zoning districts. Additional minor amendments are proposed for grammatical and formatting purposes and align the proposed language with the previously approved modifications pertaining to outdoor seating. The Planning Commission has reviewed this text amendment, and the following public hearing was held on October the 19th. They recommend the approval of the text amendment as presented. Therefore, staff recommends that City Council approve this first reading and schedule the second and final reading for November 22nd at the next regular council meeting.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Ms. Bliss?
I move that we adopt ordinance 2174 on first reading and schedule the second reading for the next council meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support,
Mayor
ma'am.
Pro Tem, thank you. All right, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Next up, we have the council appointments. So every year after the election, regardless of the change or no change in the makeup of council, we do reappoint, or we do make appointments to the boards and commissions. Some of them will stay the same, some of them will change. And we go through this alphabetically. You can all follow along. So first up, we have the Active Adult Advisory Commission. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor?
Yep.
I move that we appoint Councilman Corbett as the rep and Councilman Soltis as the alternate.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor,
Councilor Rohrbach?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I like it.
All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have the Arts Board. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor, I would move to reappoint, if permissible, Mr. Bliss as the council representative and Ms. Rohrbach as the alternate to the committee. Is that fine with you, ma'am? Okay, we're good. That would be my motion.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support.
Thank you, Councilman Fleming. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries. Next up, we have the City School Liaison Committee. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor, I move that we appoint Mr. Soltis as the council representative and Mr. Gettings as the alternate.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support.
All right. Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Next up, we have the Crime Commission. What is the wish of council?
Okay, Your Honor?
Yep.
I move that we appoint Councilman Fleming as the council representative and Councilman Gettings as the alternate.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have the Election Commission.
Your Honor?
Yep.
I would move to appoint Mr. Gettings to the Election Commission.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor, I'll support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Next up, the Environmental Citizens Committee. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor, I'm not sure about the alternate, but I would like to move to reappoint Ms. Rohrback if okay to the main seat, the representative seat.
Okay,
We'll circle back on that second one here.
okay. Is there a second?
Your Honor? Second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded to reappoint Counselor Rohrbach to the Environmental Citizens Committee. Is there any discussion? All right, I will just make the comment that I believe that Councilman Fleming was interested in taking the vacant seat there for the alternate, but we can make a next.
I'll come right back to it then, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so if there's no more discussion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
All right, those against say no. Motion carries 6-0.
And, Madam, to finish that, Mayor, I would move to appoint Mr. Fleming to that alternate seat.
All right, thank
A
you.
well-oiled machine here, huh?
Is there a second?
Your Honor? Second.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, the Friends of the Madison Heights Youth. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor, I move that we appoint Mr. Soltis as council representative and Mr. Bliss as the council alternate.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll support.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Thank you. Second page. Next up, the Historical Commission. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Mr. Bliss.
I move that we reappoint Councilman Corbett as the representative on the Historical Commission.
All right, is there a second?
Aye. I'll support.
All right. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0.
Your Honor,
Please.
with respect to the alternate position, and out of respect for a former member of that commission, Mr. Anthony Bliss, who passed away a little while ago, I would move to appoint his son, Councilman Bliss, to the alternate seat on the Historic Commission.
All right. Is there a second?
Your Honor? Second, please.
All right. Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, just a thank you from me.
All right. Thank you. Is there any other discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Next up, the Human Relations and Equity Commission. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor?
Yep.
I'd like to nominate Emily Rohrback for Human Relations and Equity Commission.
All right. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support?
All right. Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. What is the wish of council with respect to the alternate?
Your Honor,
Please.
I move that we appoint Mr. Soltis as the council representative alternate.
All right. Is there support?
Your Honor, support?
For which one?
The Human Relations and Equity.
Commission.
All right. Counselor Rohrbach, Councilor Corbett have made the motion. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, I just want to note, on our list here, it has 2 council representatives, but I believe we are council. and
Oh, that should be the alternate.
It's an
Yes.
alternate.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clarification. You are correct. Yeah. Okay. So just to reiterate, this is for the council alternate for the Human Relations and Equity Commission. It would be Councilman Soltis.
Correct.
All right. Thank you. Is there any other discussion? All right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, the Information Technology and Advisory Committee. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor? Of course, I'd like to nominate Mark Bliss, the creator of it, for Information Technology and Advisory Committee, please.
All right. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support?
All right. Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. And for the council alternate for the Information Technology Advisory Committee?
Your Honor, I move that we appoint Mr. Fleming as the alternate.
I'll accept.
All right, is there support?
Support, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded to appoint Councilman Fleming as the council alternate. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, the Library Advisory Board. What is the wish of council,
Your Honor,
please?
I move that we appoint or reappoint Mayor Pro Tem Corbett to the council representative on the Library Advisory Board.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor,
Ms. Oltis?
second, please.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. For the Library Advisory Board Council alternate, what is the wish of council?
Madam Mayor, I move to appoint Mr. Bliss, reappoint Mr. Bliss to the alternate spot.
All right, thank you. What, is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll second.
Councilor Rohrbach, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Your Honor, on the next one, I'd offer a correction. I believe I was the Community Coalition. Oh,
Okay, hold on.
I got the wrong one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can we finish the vote?
I'm sorry. Oh, I jumped the vote. Sorry about that.
All in favor of Mark Bliss as the council alternate for the Library Advisory Board signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against say no. All right, motion carries 6-0. Mr. Corbett, did you have?
Ignore what I said.
Okay, so next up
Struck
is,
from the record.
next up is the Madison Heights Community Coalition Council Representative. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Soltis?
I'd like to nominate Robert Gettings, Bob Gettings, for the Madison Heights Community Coalition.
All right, is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll second.
All right. Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Mr. Bliss?
I move that we reappoint Councilor Rohrbach as the council representative and Mayor Pro Tem Corbett as the council alternate.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll second.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those against, say no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Next up is the Planning Commission. This is a mayor's appointment. Can I please get a motion to reappoint Councilman Mark Bliss to the Planning Commission?
Your Honor, I would move to confirm the mayor's nomination of Mark Bliss to the Planning Commission council representative seat.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor, second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, the Southeast Michigan Council of Government, or SEMCOG, appointments. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor, I'd like to nominate Emily Rohrbach for the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments as the council rep.
Okay. Is there a second?
Your Honor, support?
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. And for the SEMCOG council alternate, can I get a motion, please?
Your Honor,
Ms. Rohrbach?
I move we reappoint Robert Corbett as the council alternate.
All right, thank you. Can I get a second, please?
Your Honor, I'll second.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask if Mr. Soltis might be interested. I'm not, it's one of those positions that gives you a view of what's going on more broadly. I mean, I'd offer it to you if you'd be interested.
Sure.
Okay, I'd ask my nomination be withdrawn in favor of Mr. Soltis.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I withdraw.
Withdraw. Okay, thank you. I'll try this again. What is the wish of council with respect to the council alternate for SEMCOG?
Your Honor, trying it again, I move that we appoint Mr. Soltis as the alternate to the SEMCOG.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
On second thought, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, very funny.
Your Honor,
I'll
second.
support.
I'm going to go with Mr. Finley on this one. All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Mr. Soltis, anything you want to add? No, we're good?
No,
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Third thoughts?
All right, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have the Youth Assistance Council representative. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor?
Mm-hmm.
I move that we reappoint Councilman Soltis as the representative for youth assistance.
All right, is there a second?
Your Honor, I'll support.
All right, thank you. Is there any discussion? Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. And last up, we have the Zoning Board of Appeals. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Mr. Bliss?
to finish us off, I move that we reappoint Mayor Pro Tem Corbett to the ZBA.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Your Honor,
Mr. Soltis?
second, please.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, let's take a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against, say no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. All right, so that is it for this meeting. So I invite closing comments from all of council, starting with Mayor Pro Tem Corbett.
Thank you. Well, for those of you who are still conscious after all that, we will proceed forward. I've been on the shelf for a few weeks and anxious to get back here and get involved. I have been keeping up on stuff. And a number of things actually came across I didn't have a lot to do, so just staring into space. A couple things I'd like to talk about tonight. One of them is water parks. The water park, about 6-7 years ago, when my friend Mr. Bliss first proposed splash pads for the community, and I think it's been that long, hasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. I think a number of us were just a little concerned over the cost elements and what would it take to bring it into the community and so on. We did not have, at the time, a great deal of hard evidence in front of us. Now, in the recent months, there have been several completed projects throughout the state. Centerline, they've done some work in Royal Oak. They're looking to expand in Royal Oak. And some of those cost estimates are interesting, to say the least. So I have already referred over to staff. I would like a tailored report, and they're aware of it, with respect to cost and estimates. Of a larger concern to me isn't so much, okay, I won't say that. It isn't just the cost, but I think embedded in a lot of our thinking from the beginning was that water recycling, the ability to recapture some of the water that's being circulated in the kids and so on, could be recycled at scale. That does not appear to be the case, at least not cost efficiently. If you've got a large park like down the road here, they can afford and maintain the large water recapturing. Otherwise, a number of the communities seem to be going in favor of, the only word that occurs to me is one-use water. Just turn on the spigot and let it run. Well, besides the fact that a few of my ecological friends would probably have a stroke at that thought, it is a lot of money, and it is a great deal of water that's just being sent through the system. So it's not an unconquerable problem, and I think it's certainly one that the residents have said they're very interested in. I'd just like to take a nuanced approach to this as we go down the road. So staff has my request. Now, the reason I didn't just come to the table and offer the proposal was because what happens as it goes around the table, people add stuff, and I have a very specific set of answers I want with respect to cost. Now, once the initial estimates come back to council, they'll be made public, and it'll be the property of council to move forward. But I really want to get a handle on this and see what we can do, how we can structure this to move forward. But like I said, there are some issues, and there are some new ones that I'd like to look at. So in the meantime, I would like to take the original proposal that staff had proposed 6, 7 years ago when we went to them. That was the one where we started to give vouchers and so on to people to use the park down the road. I'd like to renew that early this year. Now, last year, Oakland County did not sell discount tickets because they had a whole raft of other issues. First of all, they had to fill the park. They had to open it. They had to get lifeguards and everything else. So it was a problem, and they did not participate with communities on that program. I'd like to start early. So if we can arrange it, then we can start to make plans. But it was a wonderful program. I know Mr. Bliss and others around the table modified it as it went forward to provide for money for large families, those who needed stuff, a little extra help to get there. And I have no problem with expanding that program to meet the needs of the community. I think it's valuable, it's positive, it's good. We just need to be keeping an eye on our costs as we move ahead. About a year or two ago, Mr. Soltis over there proposed or questioned whether or not we should be using speed bumps in neighborhoods to discourage speeding. And as I recall, it kind of got kicked around, and you can fix my memory.
Yeah,
But-
kind of got laughed at, but yeah.
Well, so much, he was laughing now. And as I recall, it eventually got not really turned down, but it was kind of put on the shelf because there were some protocol issues that the fire chief was raising. So in other words, you don't necessarily want to be putting a main line in somebody going over a speed bump coming out of a subdivision. That could be an issue. Almost immediately as I drive around in my line of work, I began to notice that places like Detroit, Ferndale, Southfield, some other communities were beginning to incorporate more or less permanent speed bumps in neighborhoods where kids were known to be speeding around. And so I'm wondering if there's a change in thinking, if there's a change in protocol, if there's a change in approach. I'd like to get a report on that at some point. I'd like to revisit that and see if there's a plan that can be used, because I've noticed a real uptick over the last few months in complaints that I've received personally and that I've noticed online and so on. So that's it. I'm done talking. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilman Bliss?
Yes, Your Honor. So, wow, despite the fact that we just went through a half hour of board appointments, I'm feeling really blessed to be back. Write-in campaigns are the political equivalent of tilting at windmills. For every Mike Duggan, there's 100 that lose. And everyone told me, write-ins are so difficult. They never really work out. But if anybody can pull it off, you can, AKA, good luck, dude. Good luck. But when all this happened and the county removed my name from the ballot, I kept hearing my dad's voice in my head. And he kept, I don't know, it was this weird thing. I could hear his tone and just saying, give the community a chance to have your back. And boy, you did. With a little bit of, thank you. A bit of divine intervention, I'm sure. Look, I'm so incredibly thankful to the nearly 1,800 people who took that extra time to do something crazy and write a name in at the bottom. It's not something, the majority of those folks had probably never done it before. I can't tell you how many people came up and like, how do you do this? Because I've not and they never have before. And so I'm so appreciative of that, and maybe even more so appreciative of all the folks who volunteered and donated and really helped to get the word out. I'll keep working to constantly re-earn that trust that you placed in me with this history-making victory that my dad would have loved every minute of. I also want to thank my family for investing their energy into this campaign. My kids even worked the polls on Election Day this year, the first time that they've been old enough to really do that and to be a part of that process. Boy, they're growing up way too fast. to me, the most important aspect for them, and they came out, they watched the swearing in, but at some point around like board number 14, it got a little too much for them. But the big thing for me, and the most important aspect of them being here and seeing it, and I hope something that everybody in the audience can draw from, is the lesson about perseverance and never giving up, and seeing these impossible obstacles, these, windmills that you're tilting at, and having that, the drive to try to prove that wrong. If everybody calls it a certain way, it's nice to have the opportunity to shine a little bit of light in what's otherwise difficult. I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of the candidates who ran and gave their time, their effort, and their passion to this discussion on the city, to making the city a better place. It is a really hard thing to run for office. People don't understand the toll that it takes on you and your families, and the community as a whole, as people, have different signs in the lawn, and supporters have to drive past everybody's signs, right? And so do the candidates. And so I just want to thank everybody who contributed to that dialogue, the people who volunteered for campaigns, even if they weren't mine, the people who made this election happen. The city's better because of you. The city's better because of your efforts. And, I hope to see each and every one of you involved and, as a part of the city's progress and the city's forward momentum. So thank you all. It was a crazy, weird write-in race, and, I'll do my best to make you proud. Thank you.
Anything from the city attorney this evening?
Very briefly, Your Honor. First of all, congratulations to all the candidates, those that won and those that didn't win, on a well-fought race. And I want to congratulate Councilman, now Mayor Pro Tem Corbett, on his appointment. And I agree with Councilman Bliss's comments about him being the real parliamentarian sitting at this table, as well as many, many years of great service to the community on a whole host of issues. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Marsh?
Just a few things. I want to thank everybody who come out to vote. Anybody who ever comes to Citizens Academy, or anybody who really knows me, know that I always say nothing affects your life more than who you vote in these chairs. So local government, it affects your life way more than who you vote for on the federal level, but we get way more turnout for presidential election. And congratulations to everybody who was reelected. I also wanted to just mention, for anybody who's looking for a booster shot, it's very easy. Made an appointment today at lunch at Myers, zipped in there, and within 15 minutes was back here before the council meeting. So shots are open and available to anybody who may be looking. It was very easy. They're also available at CVS and Walgreens in town, so you can stop in and call. You can go online. You can stop by while you're grocery shopping. It's a very easy thing. And since council is going so fast and you're going to be home probably by 9 o'clock, I would ask you to turn into Fox News tonight. They're doing a special on our police department and, let me get this correct, the Family Against Narcotics and their fight against the opioid crisis. So that's been in the newspaper, but they're also doing a special on that on Fox News. So turn that on for a little feel good about our police department. We're very proud of them. And also, this Thursday, the Women's Club will be celebrating our local veterans on Veterans Day in front of City Hall at 6:30, so if you can stop by, we would appreciate that. It'll be 6:30 to 7:30 just to say thank you for everyone who has served or had a family member that served. And then the tree lighting is at the next council meeting starting at 6:30, which will be November the 22nd. That's it.
All right, thank you. Clerk, anything from your office?
Just real briefly, I just want to thank all the election inspectors and student inspectors that worked on the November 2nd election, and they were instrumental in helping to make the election run smoothly. And congratulations to everybody that ran and won.
Thank you. Councilor Rohrbach?
Thank you. I want to say thank you to our clerk's office and all the staff as well, everybody who came out and worked the polls. last week. It's a really long day and a lot of work, and it takes a lot of dedication. So I want to say thank you to everybody who did that. Thank you to everybody who ran. It is, like has been stated here, is wonderful and awful at the same time. So I appreciate everybody who puts themselves out there to be, judged and given the side eye everywhere you go, and all the things that you're going to do. But you're also putting yourself out there to serve your community, and that's what I think all of us up here are here to do. We may not agree on everything along the way, but we love this community and we want to do our best. So I look forward to working with everybody who is reelected and everybody who's here tonight. I look forward to the next 2 years of our continued collaboration. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Fleming?
Yeah, I too also want to thank the clerk and the staff at the clerk's office, along with all the volunteers who worked long hours and days for the election, and I really appreciate that. Also, if you have not heard, there's a new library card that you can get. Has Baby Yoda on it. You can get that from the library. So if you don't want the regular library card, you can go to the library. They'll switch you out your card, and you can have Baby Yoda, who's from Star Wars. And then also something that maybe not everybody knows. I mean, they know about, but the amount that we have spent this last year on the parks equals almost $875,000, which is a huge amount of money. And half of that came from grant writing that our staff has done. And I really, myself, appreciate that all the hard work that goes into writing the grants. I've written a few myself for some organizations, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of hours. And so it's greatly appreciative to writing those grants. That's all I have for tonight, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Councilman Soltis?
Thank you, Your Honor. So to answer the question or the public comments, yes, we are doing something about not necessarily that place because it's already happened with the vaping next to a preschool. I did ask legal counsel, and they're working on a ordinance that makes sure that doesn't happen again. A few years ago, the council requested, and we passed, outlawing vaping for minors, because at that time it was not a state law. So we were the first city to make it outlawed for minors. Second, I want to work, one of the things I want to start doing on this new term is to work with the school districts to either enhance or create like an early childhood literacy campaign. I've been talking about early childhood, and research has shown that from 0 to 5 is such a critical time frame. I think we'd be one of the first cities to do that, so I'll be working on that. I too want to acknowledge that the police chief was on the news with a few other officers because they were, I guess we were one of the first police forces that help substance abuse people get the help that they need instead of just throwing them in the drunk tank and forget about them. So, I mean, it's a fantastic program. They try to address the root cause and not be punitive, and so that's fantastic that we do that. The people spoke on Election Day, without a doubt. Were all the incumbents retained? Were retained, saying that, I guess, no personnel changes were necessary. And I want to acknowledge my son here. He's with his fiancée. My son is a newly sworn deputy officer in Oakland County. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and congratulations on the engagement for your son. Thank you to everyone who spoke. Thank you to everyone who voted, and thank you, Clerk Rontman, for another outstanding, no hitches, no glitches election. Thank you for the hard work that you and your staff did, and everyone who came out that day to help as well. We have a DDA meeting tomorrow morning here at 8. I know there has been talk, people don't know that we have a downtown. I didn't know we had a downtown until about 5 or 6 years ago. But we do have one. The heart of it is at the 11 and John R. corner, and so we do have a meeting tomorrow, so if you are interested, please come out to that. We have subcommittees on that. So, you know, like all our boards and commissions, it is open to the public. I spoke with Mrs. Marsh earlier today, and when I came onto council 4 years ago, one of the things that I really wanted to do when I rebooted the Environmental Citizens Committee was to have more composting education, and Grand Plan at some point down the road would have people have home composting, and it looks like Ferndale's beat us to it. So she's checking with DPS to see how they're doing that, but I think it would be great. I'm not quite sure when the next ECC meeting is. It might be this week, but if they could potentially look into that. I think it's a great way to not only save the environment, but also to save some money. Just want to remind everybody to be kind. You never know what's going on. You know, a lot of times people look fine on the outside, but they're really broken on the inside, and you don't always know that. Today, I joined the police chief and the fire marshal and the community coalition at Wilkinson Public School for a really sobering conversation about suicide. So it was with middle schoolers, and one of the things that they did was they took a backpack and they filled it with rocks, and it's, you know, it looks like a normal backpack, but everything inside of it was just weighing you down. So I would just ask that everyone remember to please be kind. You know, everyone has their own opinions, but you know, be kind. You never know what's going on. And finally, I would like to thank the challengers who put themselves out there in the mayoral and council runs this year. Congratulations to everyone who did come back. And for the challengers, you know, it's really clear that everybody who ran loves Madison Heights. And I really look forward to a meeting one-on-one with each of them over the next, I don't know, few weeks or whenever, to discuss ideas on how we can all work together to continue moving our city forward. And on a personal note, I want to thank you, say thank you to my family and to my friends for their support. It's been a really tough year for many of us, and I appreciate the support that you have shown. Thank you. The next meeting will be November 22nd. It will be here. The time is 8:22. This meeting is adjourned. Good night.